Hello again, everyone. This is the KMN 1971 back with a rare double dip um, two video day today. I was going to try to tag this onto my Wolverine video, but that would have been way too long. So, fellow YouTuber Longshanks was kind enough to tag me in this top 20 comic book cover tag, which I guess was originated by another awesome YouTuber, Seeking Near Mint Comics. So, Seeking Near Mint, thanks for starting this, and Longshanks, thanks for tagging me. So, to try to cut this down, try to make this short and sweet, unlike my last video, it was kind of tough, like gathering together just 20. So I tried to make it a nice mix of old school artists as well as new school artists that were involved with characters that I obviously that are favorites of mine, and it was a nice mixture of just stuff that I liked as well as iconic imagery, or at least what I consider to be like iconic covers. So starting it off with what I do consider to be an iconic cover, Spider-Man #1 by the great Todd McFarlane, and this is my issue that I have signed by Stan Lee, which makes this cover even that much more epic, I guess, for me. So love this one. I also have the other copies, the silver and the regular standard version like this, that are sealed still in the bag. So that's why I chose to show this one, because you can actually see more of the artwork. Awesome. One of my two favorite Todd McFarlane Spider-Man covers. All-Star Superman #1. This is the standard cover. I also have the Neil Adams variant, but I actually prefer this cover better. Frank quietly doing his best stoner Superman. Sometimes the S doesn't stand for super, I guess. But love this image, and fantastic. Here I go with saying fantastic again. All right. After this next comic, I'm done saying fantastic. Okay. Fantastic Four, #72. Jack Kirby doing pretty much my favorite Silver Surfer cover to date. A lot of Kirby crackle in there. You have the Silver Surfer, you have the Watcher. All that's missing is Galactus in there somehow. Justice League #1, basically the second volume of Justice League America, and this was the Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis, Kevin Maguire run on the title, and everyone has seen this cover. That's been homaged time and time and time again, and rightfully so. This is just a fantastic cover that is an image that has stuck with me over the years. Another classic that has been homaged over and over again throughout the years. The Uncanny X-Men #141, the first part of the classic Days of Future Past storyline. Definitely one of John Byrne's best. Which, considering the volume of John Byrne's work, especially in the 70s and 80s, that's saying a lot. Justice League of America, volume 4? I'll say. Well, actually, no. I think it's only volume technically 2, but it's all has to do with the title. Sometimes it's called Justice League. Sometimes it's called Justice League of America. So whatever. But Justice League of America #45, and this is the David Mack variant. This is like one of the cheapest comics I ever bought. I bought this for $1 at a clearance sale sometime last year, but still to this day, probably my second all-time favorite Supergirl cover, second only to the Adam Hughes Legion of Superheroes Supergirl cover, which unfortunately I do not own. That one's nice, especially at $1. Star Wars #1 from the current series, the Alex Ross variant. And one thing that boggles me about the industry more than anything else is how Alex Ross variants just do not hold their value. He is easily one of my favorite artists, top 10 of all time, and I don't know. I just think all of his works are literally works of art. So I don't know. Maybe it's because a lot of his covers are variant covers are featured on books that have high print runs, or I don't know. Maybe the market just isn't there. But for myself, I love this cover. An obvious homage to Howard Chaykin's Star Wars #1 from the 1970s. Superman number 233. And as I said in the last Wolverine video, if a character reminds me of a cover, or a cover I associate a cover with a character, I have to consider it iconic. And this is the most iconic Superman cover, just, in my opinion. I just love this cover. This cover has appealed to me since when I first started reading comic books. So beautiful. Simple, but beautiful. Conan the Barbarian, king size Conan the Barbarian, rather, number 1. And this is probably my all-time favorite Barry Windsor Smith Conan cover. And Barry Windsor Smith is my all-time favorite Conan artist, so had to throw him in there. Had to represent Conan and Barry Windsor Smith somehow in this video. Another of one of my all-time faves, George Perez, the New Teen Titans, number 1. One of my all-time favorite runs, one of my all-time favorite supergroups, and just a prime time for me being a young collector. I can't look at this without feeling nostalgic. Another cover that has been homaged a couple of times over the years. Kicking it back to the new school, Original Sin, number 7, Gabriel Del Otto Gamora cover. I just love this cover. Pretty much my favorite Gamora cover out there. Even though the all new Guardians of the Galaxy variant by the artist, I can't remember her name right now, but that's up there too. But this is just killer. I'd love to see Gabriel Del Otto just do a Guardians of the Galaxy story arc, just one. Back into the iconic file, Watchmen, number 1. Just another one of those books, as soon as you see this image, you know where it's from and you know what it's all about. So, once again, simple but effective. Uncanny X-Men, number 268. I just love this cover, done by my all-time favorite artist, Jim Lee. And there's just something about this cover that has always appealed to me. So, I remember the first time I read this, my initial reaction is, wow, I have never seen Captain America or the Black Widow drawn this well. Back to the master, George Perez. JLA Avengers, number 3, which I believe has the record for the biggest jam cover of heroes all on one cover. I want to say, when this initially came out, that this cover features every single hero that has ever been a member of the JLA or the Avengers. And of course it has a sweet wraparound cover. So just take that all in. Very, very cool. Like I said, George Perez is one of my all-time favorites, and no one does jam covers like George Perez. When I think of the original Captain Marvel, I think of this cover. Just a classic. Jim Starlin. Here I go. Now I'm being repetitive with classic, but these are literally classics. So Jim Starlin, obviously waxing on his Jack Kirby influences, but beautiful, beautiful cover. When I think Dark Phoenix Saga, I usually think of this cover, Uncanny X-Men number 136, and just another one of John Byrne's greatest hits. Batman number 608, second print, Jim Lee variant. Fantastic cover. Oh, there I go again. Sorry. I said I wouldn't use the word fantastic anymore, but this cover is exactly that. Fantastic, epic, iconic. I'll throw every cliche I can at this cover, and it will stick. Beautiful. Alright, I think from here on out, it's all iconic covers. The Amazing Spider-Man number 300. Are we at a point that we're sick of seeing this come homaged already? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, and this was another one of those books that I already missed out on Amazing Spider-Man wasn't on my pull list at that time. I just happened to pick this up because of the cover, so I had no idea that Todd McFarlane had jumped to the Amazing Spider-Man. So you can imagine what the eye candy that I was beholden to for the first time when I opened up this book. Like, wow, just someone taking it to the next level. Book I showed off not too long ago, Batman Harley Quinn #1. Once again, like I said, Alex Ross is a master, and this is one of his, probably like one of his top 3 best covers in my opinion. Love it. And finally, this should be no surprise to anyone, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, my favorite storyline and one of my all-time favorite covers. Once again, simple, but as soon as you see this lightning bolt and this silhouette, you know exactly what you're in for, you know what it entails, and you know how awesome it is. So and just this moment has been recycled over and over again in Batman comics for 20, 30 years now. So, fantastic. Once again, fantastic. That's the word of the day. I can't help it. So, thank you once again, Longshanks, for tagging me in this video. I'm just going to throw an open tag out there. I'm a little late to the game. I don't know who's been tagged and who has not. So, yeah, an open tag to anyone. I love seeing covers. I love seeing the lineage of people's collections. So, it would be very cool. And one little side note. I just dropped a Wolvermania, a Wolverine Greatest Hits video in my comic book collection spotlight series, but I neglected to mention that I originally wanted to post that video months ago when the Logan movie initially came out back in February. But around that same time, Gory J, a fellow YouTuber, had posted a Wolverine-centric, basically Greatest Hits video, which was fantastic. Once again, fantastic. And so, I would suggest, if you're going to check out my video, go back and into his backlog and check out his video, which was awesome. Alright, so I will see you all next time with a good old-fashioned comic book haul. Take care, go Patriots, see you later.